Sega. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on whereabouts you are in the world. I hope you're having a phenomenal day so far, and welcome to today's stream, where we're kicking off with some Empire Total War. This is a continuation of our campaign in France, and past flanker kind of dumped present flanker in it. I think we left the second war got declared, so let's see where we are. So, this is how Europe looks right now. We've managed to, we've had war declared on us by the United Provinces, by Great Britain, by Austria, and by Prussia, and all of them have suffered at our hands. In the India theatre, after a war declared by the Maratha Confederacy, we have taken all of India, and we're now at war with Russia. We've got our troops advancing on two fronts to go and take Persia from Russia. Persia got wiped out last week. The Americas, we have most of the Americas under our control now, with only Spain and the Plains Nations having any foothold. Again, we were declared on by everyone we fought, and we have wiped out the pirates. We've spent quite a lot of time putting together our income. So we've tried to move ourselves from being exclusively trade, which is vulnerable to our enemy navies, to having a far bigger tax base by spending huge amounts of resources upgrading. And the war in Europe is just beginning. So we should be able to see, I think Russia declared. Poland, Lithuania, I'm surprised didn't. But you can see there are Russian armies on their way to us right now. And I wonder how we're going to deal with that. Because Poland and Lithuania, I was almost certain were going to declare on us. And may yet still. Because none of them are happy with us. If you have a look at our diplomatic relations, the Ottoman Empire are very friendly with us, despite the fact that we managed to sneak Constantinople out from under them. But Poland, Lithuania, Russia and Spain are all not particularly happy because they feel we've dishonored treaties. And part of that is because we did. Austria was attacked us, we then made them a protectorate, and they then were attacked by others, and we stepped out of that war to not get into a world war earlier, and now we're in a position where Russia has attacked, and no one else is particularly happy with us. So even those that are allied with us that have long-standing relationships, you can see that was incredibly painful for us. Also, the territorial expansion is made a lot of places not that happy, so we're going to have to hold armies close to hand. So let's start moving our troops around, and we're going to have to spend a little bit more money on armies again this turn.
En attente de vos ordres. Hommes, en avant!
Not sure why we're going to build a fort, but I respect it. We'll figure it out. So we're going to try and recruit more elite troops at home. I'm not even sure we're going to recruit elite troops, to be honest. I think we just want to build out some well-rounded armies. So I think that we've reached our limit. Yep, 6 of 6. Why not? We'll build a couple of rockets. And give us a battery, and we'll get some horse artillery in there as well. And then separate to that, there we go. We've got some light infantry being produced, and then next turn I'll refill this again. The army there is light infantry. That's okay. So we're going to spend quite a lot on the Netherlands. I'm just having a look to see if there's other areas that we can, or we either can or should spend some money. Because I think we're going to need a lot more recruitment than we currently have. Austria is not happy at the moment. There's not really very much I can do about that. But Prague, I think we're going to spend a bit of money upgrading the facilities there. And in these frontline areas, we're just going to start producing a lot of line infantry. Because our line infantry are excellent. So we've been focused, or had the ability to be focused on economics before. I think at the moment now we need to get ourselves together with a war economy. And be ready. This army here, the reason I was looking at seeing whether we could build a fort is it would be a kind of useful, because we may have to push into Savoy quickly at some point. So these regions here, Genoa, Savoy and Corsica, those are all the areas that we have to win the game. So we're not very far off winning. We could have won earlier, but we've gone for this big economic push. I think there are some areas we want to spend some more money on. Actually, didn't realize quite how much we'd ignored many of the ports here. So yeah, we're just those 3 territories away. I think we might do as well. We've spent a small fortune after we diplomatically took control of Egypt. And I'm going to get some galleys being built. And I think this is our fastest way of getting colonial dragoons together, which we're going to need some of to keep the peace. So I suppose it is time to go and fight Russia. Well, assuming the Ottoman Empire aren't going to turn on us, I think we're going to have to rush this gap. Okay, that's a reasonably well-balanced army, other than we don't have any cavalry. That army is recovering. We can't get through that pass. So we're going to disembark this army. So this is one of our original Grand Armées, led by our best general. And it's not going to do much to help the fight, but I am going to halve Russia's income by raiding that trade route there. Are there other areas in the world that Russia have ships that we could do anything about? Oh, our boat is definitely stuck there forever. That's an interesting glitch. I mean, we could just burn the fleet there. These are just small ships. These are larger ships in the Strait of Madagascar. Okay, we're by no means safe. And we have a heavy first-rate ship of the line here ready to take the fight if we need to. Along with a, I think that's a flagship first-rate as well. So massive amounts of firepower. And a heavy first-rate as well. Right. I suppose we get to the business of fighting then. Okay. Right, they're going to be unhappy this turn. And this army's not been put back together again yet. Oh, they took the opportunity to attack. But we do have more forces nearby of our new elite army, so let's give it a go. Sorry. Urgent work got finished. Close capture on or not? I don't know. Give me a second.
Halleck13 just subscribed. Wololo.
I probably shouldn't have tabbed out doing that because it's probably crashed. Right, give me a few seconds. Let me see. Okay. Right. Closed captions should be on through StreamCC extension on Twitch. Let me have a look. And Calic, thank you so much for 13 months. Much appreciated. Fillets. Extensions. Okay. The captions should be on. It's saying the captions are capturing on my side, and I'm just going to have to go to... Oh, this is going to cause me all sorts of problems later. Let's see whether this is working. Stream CC. So if you click the view captions, it should actually be showing the captions up for you. So I'm really asking you, Laz, if it's there. Yep, it's there. Okay. Cool. Sorry, there's no elegant way to go and check things while playing Empire because it's an older game, so it doesn't work in the background. Right.
Where they are strong, avoid them. Attack where
Damn, this is a terrible position for us. I think this hill is the one we're going to fight on. So, problem is I can't actually see the edges of the battlefield. Yeah. That is what I feared. I think it's going to be our first fight against the Russian army, so it will be a chance for us to see what that looks like for us. I think we may yet be surrounded. All right.
In guard mode, units fight defensively, try to maintain their formation when attacked, and don't pursue the enemy if they run away. Not all units can guard. Found in the bottom right of the screen, the guard mode button toggles on and off for selected troops.
So another one of our generals is the because we didn't quite have the full number of units. So apparently we've brought another general along because that's all we needed. Not another unit of elite troops from our other army. In fact, let's not have you run through our lines, eh? What are we up against here? We don't have any cavalry and they have quite a bit. A Cossack infantry. They have cannon. All right, we could move up to try and take the next hills and maybe try and hold these. The problem is this copse of trees is a right pain. Right, I think these two cannons are the least useful to us in their current position. Right, this may go horribly. But I'm going to get these units to move forwards. We'll gap fill with one unit here and then pull 3 more units. I'm going to take those cannon units and slowly try and get them set up over here. So if they attack our main force on the hill, we've still got enough troops here. I'm going to move an additional units come in and support. Just... These troops are very vulnerable to cavalry until we're in position. And that... We're going to commit to this strategy. Okay, they've reinforced their cavalry on this side, and it looks like some of them are going to come for us. Right, that is too thin a line. How's your day, Alec? I'm trying to make sure our cannon's covered until the point it's... It's not. Bit of a diversion there. That's the enemy's cannon. So once we've got these troops moved up, I'm trying not to move them too quickly. We're going to... Yep, see you in a bit, Laz. We're going to move these troops forward and down a little bit on the hill. We can use this to protect our flank. So there's no way for the cavalry to get round, and we can move multiple units here. Okay, and we've got more troops. Okay, we are underway. Oh. No. So what I'm trying to do is move our cannon down a little bit more so there's... Oh, sorry, troops down a little bit more so our cannon has a little bit more room. Alright, they're coming for us. Okay, hold fire. back into line again. Our square will get smashed by cannon. Oh. Okay, our line's overextended. We're going to have to pull some... They took the bait. And they're already thinking again about it. Alright, we're going to remove one of the squares. And then the other, and we're going to try and double line these. Oh, they're wavering. We have formed square again. Okay. Oh, that general's bodyguard. They took a lot of losses there. Morning, Harry. That general's got to be dying, surely. Alright, this side we have weight of fire. But we're not forming square, we're just holding the line. Right. Oh. Alright, where are the Cossacks? Alright, we need to unform that square pretty sharpish. Is that cavalry? No, that's Cossacks. Ooh. Right. Retreat a little bit so we're just not getting ourselves in the way. Run. Overlapping lines of fire here. Oh. I was a little bit worried about this unit, but we're holding. The rest of your ranks get a little closer. Oh, I made a mistake. Oh, no, we haven't had any units run away. I was wondering, they've got horse artillery moving here. They've formed square to try and hold the woods. It looks like they're trying to deny us moving forwards. Unfortunately for them, we don't care. Okay. This general's going to end up fighting very soon. They are sending... Nice. Okay, we've managed to get them to back off. Alright, a stand-up fight. I'll put my money on my troops versus theirs in an equal footing. That's Cossacks coming in. Not sure I'd bet quite so much on that. Can we smash them from there? Our cannons may not be in a great position, actually. Right, we're going to pull our units back ever so slightly. In fact, we'll pull... Okay. Okay, the center of our line is holding. Our fire by ranks are withering. That horse artillery, what the hell is it doing? Does it not know the troops are there? And it does, they're fighting. Okay. Tartars there, let's... Hey, we're still taking cannon fire as well. I don't really have a lot to counter that. See, even without falling square, the fire by rank and the levels of fire, because we're on this slight hill, means as soon as those horse get close, they're getting wrecked. Let's try something a bit daring and stupid. Yep, that's what I thought. And they've really brought their cannon up because they couldn't bring it to bear. Alright, that's gone. That worked. I thought we were about to get ripped. And not in a fun way. Oh. Ouch. Alright, we've moved a few of them. We fired into their square a little bit. Oh! Form square, come on. About the Tartars. Yeah. Alright, that was a little bit silly. We took a few casualties there we didn't need to. Go on, cannons, do your worst. redress the ranks on this front, I think. To our lines are only going to get 2 off at a time. I'm just trying to move them out of the way of the cannon. Oh. Okay. Time for our next stupid idea. We're going to try and put a little bit of pressure on them. Our flanks are anything but secure there. Big Spurdette. Hey Oscar, how are you? And again. I don't have light cavalry to go running after them, so we will take that victory. Not bad. We didn't have particularly good ground to fight, but we lost 164 men. They lost 1,593.
Votre demande est inconsidérée.
Okay, so we've got 2 armies pushing in that direction. I'll push some additional men across the bridge. And we've got a large army here that we'll merge up with next turn. You're playing Universim, run into an issue, namely how to tell your nuggets not to deforest the entire area just because they can and because they're bored. Almost like IRL, really. Wow. Also hairy. Rough. Right, we've got a bit of a problem here. We've got an army here that can't move. So this strategy of building out colonial dragoons and then shipping them over may help with that. In fact, I'm going to get some of them ready to ship a bit earlier than others. So we're going to bring them up to come and restore order in this part, and then move our forces from Bosnia over, I think. Okay.
Oui, Milord. Prêt à recevoir vos ordres?
There's also an opportunity for us to take Syria if we're fast. Which I've only just realised. I don't actually think I have a spare army though. I think all of my armies... What does the army look like there? I got held up. Alright, that's not the best army I've ever seen, but you know what? We'll redirect. See what we can do there.
Russ555 just subscribed.
Hey, Russ.
Hello.
How are you today, bud? Thank you so much for the resub. Truly appreciate it. Okay, so this area doesn't count as the colonies, so I can't produce colonial dragoons. And Austria is going to be problematic for us. Because I think Graz is doing our last bit of research. Although it's only got 18 points. Why am I doing it in Graz? Orléans is already otherwise engaged. Could I save myself some problems here and free up some armies?
Immédiatement.
J'attends vos ordres. Comment puis-je vous aider?
Ordre du navire, bien
Je
sûr.
piaffe d'impatience.
Sortez la voile.
So having a look at is where else we have so we've completed our tech tree in every other respect. I'm going to do it. I'm going to destroy Graz this turn. Because that should end the clamour for reform. We'll retask our agent there. Let's set fire to our own university. Catholic is populous. Also, we'll exempt... Oh, I don't know. That's 6 grand. I can get 4 more units of men in there. Let's send them from Prague south. There we go. We'll see if that plan works. Oof. Hey, fire. Hey Ross says, all good, how's you? Not bad. I got to watch Wheel of Time with Plan this morning, which is cool. So Poland Lithuania has a really significant army. Oh, that's interesting, because they were also friendly with Russia. If Poland Lithuania attacks us, honestly, we might be in trouble. And we're going to retreat there. 5th rate, 6th rate, Indiaman, 3rd rate, 6th rate, 5th rate. Right. There we go, because we retreated and we've held our trading port. So it's Russia's reopened their trade line, but it's distracted their ships. Don't really have a fleet to counter Russia at the moment.
As the lower orders have become too unhappy.
Okay.
Either appease the rioters by lowering taxes, or send in the troops to put them down.
So I'm going to pull one of these ships out in the Navy.
Before the riot becomes a rebellion.
À la mer. Ici la flotte, général, marchez.
I need them to make landfall. There we go. And we're going to recruit more again of just as many dragoons as it will allow me. We're also going to recruit more navy. Yep, that's already in the works. I think that gives an additional building slot. We're going to take more of these dragoons.
Pas possible, monsieur.
Halfway, come on, out.
D'autres ordres?
And we're going to go and deposit these guys over here as well.
Ordre du navire, capitaine.
I put a little bit more money into our economy. Okay, Vienna is now generally a bit more cheery in their disposition. There's a lot less clamour for reform. I might still keep most of this army there though, because it gives us the ability to go from there to defend Prague, Hungary, or Zagreb in Croatia. Increase that. We've got some of these elite troops that we used.
Oui, monsieur. Oui. Monsieur, vos ordres? Prêt.
Can I spare 4 more units of troops?
Hommes, en avant.
Unfortunately,
Marchez.
alright. What we can do is start marching our artillery. And we're going to use the furthest army away to come up and engage in Moldavia. That's going to be an interesting fight.
Monsieur, vos ordres? Ils sont faits.
Yeah, we can continue the siege there.
Tenez-vous prêts? Oui, milord. Opération de siège en préparation. À vos ordres. Marchez. Prêt à recevoir vos ordres?
I think I have enough faith. Like, that's an army that needs more infantry. But I think I have enough faith that we can maybe make our way across to Crimea.
Milord,
And we can start sending rakes. Well, that's why we sent them there. Alright, let's assault it. Right, whereas most of our battles have been had careful plans drawn up, this one not so much. This one we're just going to be throwing ourselves at a wall because we don't have any cannon. So we're spreading cavalry around a little bit to give ourselves some opportunities to defend. Oh, one. One moment. Sorry about the delay there. Let's go and answer my door. I think we're going to have to hold a regiment of foot back. I'll keep one of our greener regiments of foot back here. Everyone else, there's not going to be any particularly special tactics here. We're going to have to advance towards the walls. And then we're going to try and use ladders to climb them. And all the time we're going to be harassed by cannon and cavalry, which we're going to try and mitigate a little bit with our 2 units of cavalry. All right. Well, for the dumbest of battles, let's go. Oh, it's going to be a bit early for the charge of the Light Brigade, but let's go. Oh, we bounced some cavalry off us. Didn't see that coming. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, the colonial militia I don't think form square, they can't. But they did their job. Alright. That was a bit of stupidity on my side. We lost a few more men than we should have done there, but... You get them to stand off on this side. All right. Okay, and that's the first of our men up on the top. Oh, hold. Stop. Okay, so these cavalry I'm leaving here to threaten off their flank, so if they send cavalry out, we can get at them. We've now got a flanking maneuver here as well, and we're putting a fairly good amount of fire towards the Cossacks. Those Cossacks are going to be hard to break. But we've got an elite unit of, or a experienced unit of line infantry going to have a try. Need more firepower brought to bear. Form 3 ranks. Okay, as we take some of the rest of this wall, we take the gate and then we can free up more troops. Oh no, you're going to get trapped. Don't know where the hell that square is going to form, but we're going to lose some troops there. All is ours. This gate is ours. They now can't make their way through. Right, some of our cavalry recovered. We'll put them in just to give us a bit of cover. Run, form line. You guys get through. Okay, most of that wall's been taken. Okay, we can start swinging round. Misclicked. Warning, Wagley. Imagine how pivotal a single cannon would be here. Not even a full unit, just a one piece. Yeah, because we could have very easily made more of a gap in the walls. Jeez, how the hell did they survive? Alright, we actually need them to go and form a relief force here. Run. Okay, that's Cossacks on the wall dealt with. We're still outnumbered on that side of the wall. But that wall is ours, so let's have at ye. Six bayonets. Charge. Form 3 ranks. Support. Okay, their cannon. On square, that's ours now. I'll use that square as a pivot point. Fair play, the 135th have held admirably. Bayonet charge to cavalry, go and have them. Oh, they've just watched their general get bayonet charged. That'll do. Morning, Wagley. How are you? So that was a bloody battle for us. We lost 679 men. We killed 1,476. Right, we need to make sure we spend the money to get public order under control again. This is why, as part of our invasion force, it's so important that we get a bunch of dragoons following behind the main force, trying to look after public order in the rear. So that territory is now ours. Well, this is a battle-hardened troop, but we're lacking cavalry.
Préparez-vous pour la bataille!
It's a pretty equal fight, actually. Okay. I don't really have advantageous terrain here again. Let's try that again. So I think what I'm going to do this time is group our cannon together. Get them as far forward as we can. Let's pull you back. Okay. Not a great line of sight. Okay, we've got our first attack coming. Get back to your positions. Oh. Yes, there has been a new update, Schedule 1. I saw that earlier. Oh, we crashed. Damn it. Oh, the problem is we have to fight several of those battles again.
Sega.
Right. Let's see if we can get... Oh, I suppose back a whole turn. Really? Damn it. You have a couple of days rest from Schedule 1. You're spending too much time in the casino. Oh. Huh. That turned out differently. That just wiped the Russian fleet. Oh, you're welcome to join us, Schedule 1. Wagley, I've only just seen your message. So ready to... Did I remember to divert the... I don't know.
Rioting has broken out in this region as the lower orders have become too unhappy. You must either appease the rioters by lowering taxes or send in the troops to put them down. Whatever you do, act quickly before the riot becomes a rebellion.
Préparez-vous. Marchez. Cible
En attente,
assiégée,
de vos
monsieur.
ordres.
Tenez-vous prêts.
Il se cache sous les
So
jupes
let's
des
use
femmes.
this.
Soyons prêts. Glorieuse victoire. Votre humble serviteur.
Okay, and then we've got our second army to march on Crimea. We've got right, and we split this navy, didn't we? So one of those.
Marchez, monsieur. Mettez-y tout votre cœur. Autre chose, monsieur? Vos ordres, préparez-vous, capitaine. Marchez.
So I'm looking for the nearest major city here.
À vos ordres. Préparez-vous pour la bataille. Force et honneur. Attaquez. Milord, écrasez-les. Brave, invaincu. D'autres ordres. Votre Majesté. Vos ordres, Votre Majesté. Monsieur. Donnez le rappel pour la bataille. Assiégez-les. Pierre est victorieux. Attaquez.
That was a much bloodier battle than previously, but we'll take it because I want to make sure that we get games in with Wagley. So what I'm trying to do is, as we move forward, we'll need to bring more troops. Port up and running. And I'm trying to offset the cost of those troops with improving the areas that we're moving in. Oh, we can get dragoons here though, because that's Persia. Okay. Right, they're unlikely to be able to take that back from us. Oh, one of our fleets arrived.
Votre Majesté. Autre chose? À recevoir vos ordres.
We're going to do another round of recruitment here.
Milord.
So, part of a grand battery.
Prêt. Monsieur. Bien. En avant pour la couronne et le pays.
Okay, they're not going to be able to reinforce. We've pulled together our remaining infantry there. I'm going to start worrying a little bit more about this side as well. Poland, Lithuania and Denmark still being on side is helping me quite a bit. We've done all the economic development we could up there. Okay. Not quite as good as our manually done turn. But not terrible. Right, that Minister for Justice. Okay. Got stallholder, he does. Alright, that is what it is. Okay. So, we've positioned ourselves for war. We've got more fleets landing. I'm assuming the Russians are going to keep having a crack at every fleet we put over there. But we should be able to deny their access to the Black Sea in the none too distant future. And it's just going to be a long, hard slog moving through Azerbaijan, Dagestan, Chechnya. Also, this new army we're building over here, we're going to move them south.
Construction du campement. Oui, monsieur.
I can't afford to move against Savoy at the moment because it will be another treaty broken. Right, and to answer my earlier question, that is... feisty. Oh, they're offering us a region for tech. I'm sure. I thought they were demanding a region, which is normally a precursor to war. At the moment, it's important that we outrun Poland and Lithuania. Okay. That's kind of as planned. We're keeping the Russian fleet busy by running away. I think they've just realised they're about to lose their port. They have made it a little bit easier by threatening their port. It's made it a wee bit easier for us to run back.
The ruling classes have written a letter of demands to your national leader as they are unhappy with the current government. failure to comply will lead to an organized rebellion against you. Acquiescence at this stage could lead to further demands. Where exactly will you draw the line?
Right. That is not a bad defensive location.
Écrasez-les! En avant! La victoire est à nous! Troupes! Vos ordres, votre majesté? Oui, monsieur. Immédiatement!
There we go.
À vos ordres.
That's the first of our policing forces. So this whole navy is going to tempt the Russians back out again. Hopefully. And then we'll... we have another army of effectively police.
Ordre! Voile sans monsieur! Marchez!
Now with this further up, we can dock.
Halte! Votre humble serviteur.
And we now refocus that army.
Monsieur? Le rappel pour la bataille! Milord? Préparez-vous pour la bataille!
Right, the workers being on strike here, not particularly surprising. Let's also spend on infrastructure because that's what's slowing our armies to advance down at the moment.
Vos ordres, votre majesté? Attaquez! Nous ne pouvons faire cela.
Ah, no, won't let me do it. I was going to send a cheeky unit off on their own to. Oh, in fact, we can use 100. There you go. We'll kick them out of their own port. So if they do win it back, that's going to cost a fortune to repair.
Milord?
Fight the Russians at the bridge.
La vertu et la valeur invaincue! Votre majesté?
Right, Persia's going to have a rebellion.
Milord,
Start sending our
lui est mon ami. Votre majesté, je cherche à me couvrir. Au service
our rakes forward.
Monsieur, vos ordres?
je me cache.
There we go. I think that's as much as we can do. How much money is Persia bringing in? Oh, if you're going to rebel anyway, you're not getting exempted from tax. Rebel at me, bro. Right, that public order is still fine. We're going to start bringing more troops north there. Oh, and in France...
Oui, bien. En avant, ravitaillement, la couronne et le pays.
That is a very silly army, but that is sitting there full of our elite soldiers.
Votre humble serviteur.
We'll keep gathering on the borders there. There we go. Oh, wow, that sucks, Oscar. In Universe Sims and Text. Oh. Sure. We can now trade with Poland and Lithuania. I suppose because we share a land border with them across quite an area now as well. We're going to retreat. Here you go. And we're going to be able to keep that navy going back and forth in the Black Sea for a while.
Rioting has broken out in this region as the lower orders have become too unhappy. You must either appease the rioters by lowering taxes, or send in the troops to put them down. Whatever you do, act quickly before the riot becomes a
Right,
rebellion.
Crimea is ours. Going to send one detachment of our greenest troops to go and hold the port, stop it being damaged. Then we can
À gauche.
restructure our army here.
Milord. Monsieur. À gauche. Marchez. Monsieur, vos ordres? En avant! Marchez! Votre Majesté? D'autres ordres? Monsieur,
Nowhere near having public order under control, but I think we're going to risk marching some of our armies north. This isn't much for an army, but let's promote someone from within the ranks.
construction du campement!
Okay, I think Poland and Lithuania might capture that first.
Préparez-vous.
Rocket ship. Oh, we didn't launch a rocket ship first. What else got built? back to these. Belfast, I think I just spent the money on. They got a university here we're not using. Yep, let's burn that down. We're not using it. We've already where we are. Yeah, that's our North American university. There we go. And instead of 19 turns, we're now down to 11 to complete the tech tree. And we'll pay for that lot to reinforce. And we also need to bring up we may be able to bring across, they're allied, right? So we may be able to bring across an army to come and help get Damascus under control. Okay, we'll do 2 more turns, then we'll switch over. I mean, sure. They're just handing over terrain now in exchange for technology. Although I feel that may have been a shrewd move handing over that, because I don't think they're going to be able to defend that because it's surrounded by Russia. Yes! Of course we'll enter war on the side of our allies. We are people of our word. We're going to lose some ships, but we're going to have a 1-turn win here. We didn't lose ships.
Rebellions grow in strength over time, the more they're left unchecked.
Oh, one of our armies tactically retreated.
Otherwise the uprising may capture a region.
That's because this territory was taken from us. Ooh, actually. Right, continue the siege there just for a minute. Oh, bad words. We've got 2 rebellions to put down, then I think I'll fight that as my last battle of the stream. Okay, the rebellion here.
Votre Majesté? Monsieur.
So we'll move those troops out of there.
Vos ordres, Votre Majesté?
Thank you. I have pancake bites. I use the furthest away army to attack them.
La victoire est à nous! En avant! Marchez! Prêt! Monsieur, vos ordres? Votre Majesté? Préparez-vous pour la guerre! À vos ordres!
I think we'll march on. We'll have one of our armies just go straight for marching on Moscow. Okay, they're going to have to stay put for a little while to hold public order. What was the other rebellion? Oh, there is.
Prêt à recevoir vos ordres? En attente de vos ordres? D'autres en attente de vos ordres? Oui, monsieur. Gagnerons. Nous sommes puissants et invaincus. En avant pour la couronne
There we go.
et le pays.
So, let's spend a little money upgrading our infrastructure. Are we it? Wagley says, tell Plan to check her DMs. You link me too. Oh, okay. Give me a sec. Ooh. Thank you, Wagley. Right, I think actually I need to not doing more construction. We've quelled the rebellion. We've now got enough force in there to hold public order.
Monsieur? Oui, milord. Préparez-vous pour la bataille. Assiégez-les. Préparez-vous pour la guerre.
So that's now freeing up
Marchez. Vos ordres?
these troops to move north. Yeah, we'll get more troops that will be able to enforce order going up with them. We know that will rebel next turn. And those troops aren't going anywhere. Okay. Right. Battles on the other side.
Oui. Monsieur, vos ordres? Vos ordres, votre majesté? Prêt. Préparez les troupes pour la bataille. Ils se cachent sous les jupons des femmes. Et le rappel pour la bataille. Opération de siège en préparation.
All right, let's fight that battle. Oh,
Personne ne nous vaincra. Lâchez, pavillon. Les porcs pourrissent dans leur porcherie. Nous sommes puissants, invaincus. Pour la bataille.
might need to go and get rid of a port or something I've built somewhere, I think. That engineering school's already well underway. Staff college, not so much. That saves me £6 grand. Importantly, though, it was... Oh, it's going to not like this. That's Denmark. This trade area. Okay. So, I think the final battle for this session. I have to manually fight it. It's going to be a rough one.
Village assiégé. Opération de siège en préparation.
Ah. Well, that's interesting. They don't have any city walls. These don't need direct line of sight. Uh... So make sure they have a little bit of spacing there. Let's see what they're up to first. Not Denmark yet. And this battle against Savoy is in Syria. See, Savoy flag rather than the Danish flag. If I look a bit closer, it's a bit easier to see. You see the navy border around it? They reforming. Surely they can't have had the idea of what I was going to do next. That's interesting. To be fair, they accidentally caused me a problem. Because my cunning plan was to use a small force to flank them on one side and try and force them to have to come for some of my artillery. So in fact, what I'm going to do instead is are those guys hidden? They're not. Make it look like we're setting up a flanking force. Oh, you guys need to move like now. Run. That is a war crime, my lord. Let's fire. That, chaps, is too little too late. They've just realised their mistake and they've lost their... Alright. They've got no cannon left. And their line infantry are withdrawing, so... Let's limber up our artillery and straighten our lines a bit, I think. They're about to make the same mistake twice. No, they've moved to provide more cover. Okay. So we're going to start sweeping. Unfortunately, it's going to suck to be these guys because they're going to be under artillery fire until I can provide an alternative target for them. of our artillery. So one of our artillery is still set up. You see its range there, so this next set of artillery being in this paddock is going to put most of their army in range of us. You know what, let's do that there as well. We might be able to force them to think about forming square. You know what? Unlimbering there should be fine. Ooh. Sucks to be those guys in particular. Their general's bodyguards are very much in the open. They've just run the general's bodyguard. I mean, battle doctrine says we should have formed square there, but I don't think actually it mattered. They've just given me a firing squad at their general. Our proudest moment running cavalry through, but yep, the enemy general's been killed. And they've abandoned their cannon. Now they've got a different problem. We've got cavalry behind their lines. Yep, they're forming square, try and protect themselves. Unfortunately for them, they're forming square at the back again. They keep having to try and worry about what our cavalry's doing. Okay, I think we can start unifying all of our shots. Okay, they're about to try and push our light cavalry. Too late. To our light cavalry are cavalry, so we'll move them off. It's poor citizenry there. Yep, that volley was enough. Oh, there's a charge incoming. This stand-up fight, we are taking more casualties than I would like, but let's We're going to change our lines slightly. Oh, nice. Hang on a minute. They're being threatened by the cavalry. They can see at the top there. That's cutting down their compatriots. That'll do. Right in time for a midday changeover. We lost 161 men, mainly on that left flank where we ended up in this stand-up fight. But you can see, where's the regiment that took the most damage? I think it was these guys, those 104. They killed 127 men across 2 regiments. We checked under the sofa. Well, the last thing I need to do. Oh, look. No more navy over here. So we've strengthened our trade even further. And we're just monitoring the Spanish fleet there. But now means that trade theatre's worth 8,000 to us. I'll just check the other trade theatres as we go. They've emptied this one out as well. So I'll take half the ships from one of these. That trade theatre is now 100% ours as well. Just in case anyone thinks about trying to take anything from us. This trade theatre, just for visibility. And then finally this trade theatre here. With our stuck ships. You know what, I'm actually going to scuttle that fleet. Much as it sucks, they were stuck permanently. We may as well take the increased navy. There you go, our prestige now amongst my major nations. 6,213, with Poland and Lithuania just behind, and Russia falling behind now. So let's just check. Right, that may very well rebel on us, but there we go. So projected income next turn, 206,000 gold. That'll do. Right, I'm going to save it here then, and then we're going to be switching on over. So give me a few moments to set everything up, and we're going to switch to Schedule 1 with the only Waggly. So I'll be back in just a few moments. In the meantime, I'll put on our legally required intermission music. Be back in just a moment.
I've been drinking Kool-Aid cameras like I did when I was 9, 'cause I like to pretend that I haven't lost the time. In the end, the nostalgia, though it tastes fine, I can only drink a couple 'cause it feels like a lie. We'd play Halo and we'd lay low in our basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school but not learn too much, 'cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. Months go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. Years go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. They've been with me for some time, and it's nice to know that they still by my side. Friends are like stars, 'cause no matter how far, when it's dark outside, they will be your light. We'd play Halo and we'd lay low in our basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school but not learn too much, 'cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. Months go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime.